Okay, so I've been getting like really into Reddit, Choose Your Own Adventures, and yes, I do have a Reddit account. So I know about this website called, it's like hosted on NeoCities for like interactive Choose Your Own Adventures. So I'm just gonna go through them and like, I'm not gonna try and break, like a lot of people like in the comments on Reddit like discuss like how to break the power system with like the options they've got, but I'm just gonna kind of like choose the ones I like and like kind of strategize with them a little bit, you know, for like just kind of making a fun build, you know. So yeah, we'll get into that now. Oh, it's not meant to happen. Okay, so hopefully it's recording. I'm gonna check if it's still recording. Okay, excellent. So the first thing, like, I just opened up the site, and the first thing that caught my eye was Pokemon Isekai, which I'm in love with Pokemon, so you know I'm gonna have to go for this one. Hopefully there's not any like network or anything, you know, because I did put filter by say for work. Okay. Whoa, what is this? PP scenarios free old guard allies. What the hell are old guard? Golden generation allies, future allies. What's this, like, check? Okay, chill. Okay, so you died. Not gonna lie, that sucks. But hey, it happens. And you were chosen for whatever reason to be reborn. You may even find this world familiar. And hold on. Okay, so had to pause there. It was needed among the house. Where was I? Okay, you may even find this world familiar. In it, creatures called Pokemon coexist with humanity. Humans can use surprisingly advanced yet widespread technology to these Pokemon, training them and raising them as partners in this game we call life. Because you've died, we can walk you through the creation of your new life's plan. Take these Poké Points, PP for short. I'll start you off with a budget of 100. And you can use these to determine your baseline for this life. You can even take disadvantages to get more. Of course, everything after that is up to how you make your plan. Okay, I'll probably take like a few disadvantages. I kind of like having like the drawbacks, you know. I hope like, what do I want? What Pokemon would I want? Hope I can get like a Komodo. It's my favorite Pokemon. Past life memories. So to start off with, how much of your previous life are you going to remember? Pokemon did exist, in some fashion anyways, in your old world, so those memories will count as an advantage. What's that? You didn't know anything about Pokemon? Don't be ridiculous, of course you did. You wouldn't have been sent to this world otherwise. Exactly. No memories, I gain 30 PP. No memories. Tabula rasa, as they say. I hope I said that right. Alright, so with this option, after you finish making your choices, you will remember absolutely nothing. When you're born, you'll grow and live as a normal baby would. Granted, your life will take the path you've laid out for yourself. Nah, I kind of like, I would want to be like, it's a fantasy because like I want to do it. Like if I exist in that world, it wouldn't be like a fantasy, you know. It's a fantasy because I'm in this one, so I'll read the other options. Just this, which is just some scribbles. Well, with this, you're forfeiting all knowledge of your old life. Instead, you remember the choices you make here. Well, not this whole process where you actually choose, but you'll have a sense of surety about what your future holds. At least as far as this planning session takes you. As far as you're concerned, Destiny exists, and you know what yours is. I'm just gonna remember everything my whole life. Alright. Time period. This is where it's gonna get interesting. Alright, let's start. You can choose whatever sex that you want for your new body, and because you'll be reincarnated, well, what your new body looks like will really depends on how you take care of it. I'll just let you pick whatever region you want to start in as well. You know all of the options, and at the rate that they're getting discovered, well, we have to handle where in the timeline we drop you. Well, things won't be too drastic, but it's a fairly important decision to make. Alright, the old guard. Well, you're going to be dropped a little earlier than what you're familiar with. You know those older people, lots of the gym leaders, pretty much all of the champions, they're all in their adult life by the time the anime, manga, and games start their stories. Well, now you're going to be growing up alongside them. You can really change things before they even happen, but there's also a risk. If you took your whole life before, it's not really going to be much to draw upon. Oh well. Yeah, but I'll be me. That's the point. I don't want to be in the future. I don't want to be the golden generation. The stuff you're really familiar with. As all of what many consider the main cast grow up and head on off, you'll be with them. Or at least the same age as them. Most of the evil teams that you're familiar with are already setting up their evil schemes, and although there is peace between and within pretty much all of the regions, you'll still have some bad eggs wandering about. I'm gonna go with this. Even though I did want to take some drawbacks, it's kind of like when I'm seeing them. Tone. Now I've mentioned that this world is similar to the one that you knew, but let's be real. Pokemon has lots of continuities, and this world doesn't quite follow any particular one. I'll let you pick what kind of tone this world tends to follow though. Okay, dark, middling, or bright, which costs 15 PP, ironically enough. Okay, dark. Well, things are a little more dangerous. Pokemon can die, they're dangerous, and the world seems harsher. Expect the criminals to be smarter, the heroes more jaded, and the stakes a bit higher. Pokemon battles are, on an informal level, just another way to fight. You still have your league-sanctioned battles against other trainers, but in the wild it's all or nothing. Pokemon can target trainers. It's not rare, but it happens. Trainers can involve themselves in Pokemon fights. Again, not common, but it can happen. That's always been my dream, this. Oh, this is so cringe. I'm such a Pokemon fanboy. It's always been my dream to fight alongside one of my Pokemon. Getting stronger with them and training with them. I feel like a little fangirl right now, bro. It's a bit embarrassing. Just because you defeated somebody in a Pokemon battle, it doesn't mean that they'll just meekly surrender. Just because they beat you in a Pokemon battle, it doesn't mean that they'll just take your money and leave you there. Learning to defend yourself is, while not a must, well, you should probably learn to defend yourself, just in case. Yeah, I'm going dark, bro. 100%. We need to sort out how old you are when you finally leave home and go on your journey. I know, you don't even know what your childhood is going to be like, but this is pretty important for figuring out how much stuff we can jam into your childhood and journey. Gain 1 scenario, 15, gain 15 PP. I'm going to gain 10, 15, and 18, bro. I'm going to be training Pokemon as a jet, bro, to be honest. Wow, you blasted out of your house as soon as you could, huh? Technically, any wannabe trainer can start their journeys as young, but most people tend not to. Go see the world, as much of it as you can. I will. Perks. Perks. The good stuff. The little edges that might help you be just that much better than someone else. Who knows, maybe they'll even give you an aptitude for some of that supernatural stuff that exists in this world. I hope you have enough points, but don't be stingy. This will be the last section where you use PP. The last section where I use PP. Okay. The physical enhancers, strength, constitution, and agility, can be trained even if you don't take those perks. These just establish a baseline that you can't fall below and make training easier. Okay. So, just based off of first glance, intelligence and agility interest me. You're faster and have quicker reflexes than average for your age, solidly in the 75th percentile. You won't be losing many races. Training could take you further and it's easier to bet. I'm probably going to take this. Okay, you may have been pretty smart in your past life, so this one's going to be a bit different. As smart as you were before, you've crossed half of the gap between you and the smartest person your age. Your IQ is just plain higher. Your thoughts are quicker, clearer, and you have a better memory. I think that's like a no-brainer for me. Oh, okay. Well, I need to... Okay, there's other traits. So, I don't want to, go all in. And some of them are costing up to 50 points. 50 PP. Okay. So I'm going to need to be a bit selective. Agility 2, you're even faster than before. In the 90th percentile, it's going to be hard to find somebody that can beat you in table tennis. Intelligence 2, required intelligence choice. That gap from before, cross over half of the remainder again. You have a photographic memory, are quite good at pattern recognition, and at this point, going to be capable of at least some claim in any intellectual field you work in. I think that the photographic memory is going to be useful, especially in like a Pokemon world for remembering where stuff is. So I've got 70 PP left. I think we're good with what we have, you know. Okay, my favorite. Luck. Lady Luck herself seems to be on your side. A 50-50 chance, like a coin coming up heads, is more like a 75-25 chance. Things just plainly put seem to be in your favor. I think that's probably a no-brainer for me as well. You're talented. Simply put, anything that you try your hand at, you will at the very least be competent. Not good, maybe not even decent, but usually it's just enough to get the job done. Perception, your senses are as good as they can be. 20/20 vision, perfect pitch, the works. I don't know. These are so expensive! I want to see what else I can get though. Okay. I think I should save my 50 PP and just like have a read for the rest. Aura. You can use Aura. Chosen few, your life energy, blah 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 blah. You'd be lucky to reach adulthood and know how to do even half of these things. Any degree of success. Psychic powers. Finding training the biz. Okay. Child of Viridian. This is from the manga, I believe. Rarely, very rarely, does a child born in the Viridian Forest get bestowed its powers. By the way, I'm just reading the ones that like kind of interest me off the title. You're one such child. These powers are few, but potent. A limited telekinesis, the likes of which is only really useful for household utility, and can only be used on inanimate objects. The ability to read the minds, emotions, and memories of Pokemon. The ability to heal Pokemon and humans through touch. And finally, the ability to synchronize with Pokemon to boost their power. This boost starts off small and can only be applied to one Pokemon that you have a great bond with. As you train and your bonds grow stronger, you can raise the limit on how much more powerful Pokemon you can make Pokemon, as well as how many you can link up with at once. This power comes at a cost though. Whenever a synchronized Pokemon is synchronized, there is no real training that can be found for this power unless you could find someone else with it. Okay. Well, this is basically what it says in the no way. No interest in magic. Trainer, you know how to teach both Pokemon and humans. Making training programs come easily to you, and whenever your student runs into a problem, you can identify it, come up with a plan to get past it quickly. Tactician. Find yourself at home in a fight, or at least observing one. This caretaker style. So far it's like maybe I'm thinking of taking these two. There's something special about you. Something that, well, draws events to you, good or bad in equal measures. If there's anything major going on, you'll know. And you'll likely be involved too. A scuffle in a small village, if you're there, you'll likely be drawn to it. Gym leader has gone missing. If you're within the area, it'll probably get you involved somehow. An evil team is trying to summon a legendary Pokemon. As long as you're in the region, and heck, maybe if you're only in the neighboring region, you'll find yourself plopped right in the middle of it. That sounded cool, but nah. Child of the Wild. Were you raised by Pokemon? You have a knack for outdoors, being as comfortable, if not more so, there than the indoors. You have the sort of sense for what plants are safe to eat, where nearby water sources might be, and you can always tell where north is. I think for like dark, this is going to be like really useful. Item finder. One man's trash is another man's treasure. You have a lot of treasure. And by treasure I mean random items that you'll just find lying around. Oh, this tea has a lot of tea dust in it. I don't like that. Might be a potion just lying around in the great outdoors, or a full restore inside someone's house. On second thought, maybe don't take that full restore. Could actually be theirs. Oh, you know? Well, you could always just risk it and take a guess. Move tutor. What the hell? That's incredibly cool out of me. Move tutors are people who go above and beyond to teach Pokemon moves that would normally... Yeah, I'm not really asked. Bootleg Rancher. Okay. When in doubt, drawbacks take precedence over everything else. Okay, so I think Child of the Wild is kind of a no-brainer. And then... I'm gonna take Trainer. I think it'll be useful, just get more powerful. Okay. Weak. You're weaker than normal. There's no way around this. No matter how much you try, you're just never going to be all that strong. You can train, of course, but you'll need to train a lot to be strong enough to be called above average. And if you stop training, you lose your gains pretty quickly. Sickly. You were born with a weak body. Sicknesses. Blah 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 blah. That's terrible. Repulsive. Well, the title is a bit exaggerated. You don't make a good impression. People somewhat remember you, but not for good reasons. They can get over it as they learn more about you, but they'll be noticeably put off by you until then. Even worse is that this is instinctuals. Oftentimes they'll realize this and try to get over it, but those struggles will make you feel bad even if you do eventually become friends. Talentless. Incompatible talent choice. Simply put, you're bad at everything. You can train to get better at things, and you can learn at the same rate as others, but you start off bad. Hope you never have to try something for the first time under any sort of pressure. It won't be pretty. Shit. Unobservant. Your senses are slightly dull. You might need glasses. Your hearing isn't great. Well, this is nothing really that bad, but it can be annoying if you were used to better in your previous life. Yeah, I suppose. Appealing target. There's something about you. Criminals and the like are almost attracted to you as if you were the perfect target. Doesn't make criminals more common, but if they have to pick a target out of a crowd, odds are pretty good it'll be you. Might even be multiple criminals at once. At least they'll probably fight over who gets the monkey. Yeah, I'm taking this because I wanna survive or die. Alright, man. Now we must duel or battle. An honorable duel. You know how usually casual trainer battles are, well, casual? No, you cannot deny them. Ever. If anyone ever, for whatever reason, challenges you to a trainer battle, you must accept. I hope you're good, or not very attached to your money. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Did somebody say Zubat? Well, on the one hand, Pokemon are attracted to you. On the other hand, the only Pokemon attracted to you through this drawback are the wild, aggressive type, like a Zubat's form. No thanks. This is the darkest timeline. That's gotta be a meme, man. Well, Pokemon is a big franchise where you're from. There are tons of interpretations of many of the characters, you know, and we'll meet here. But now, regardless of what you try, every character you meet will act as the interpretation that you hate the most. And the more you dislike them, the more often you'll find yourself running into them. You like the cool champion Irish? Now she's a hyper wild girl from the anime that constantly calls you a kid, especially if you're older than her. And it won't just be one character, it will be all of them. Honestly, at this point, losing your memories and taking Tabula Rasa might be your best. I'm chilling, bro, I'm chilling. Rival, one of the allies that you will pick, one in the same generation as you, will not like you. This isn't something that can't be overcome, but they start off simply disliking you quite a bit. Where other allies that you take as rivals might challenge you to friendly battles every now and then, this ally will show up and challenge you when it's most inconvenient. By the time you finally win them over, you might not even want to be friends anymore. No, I'll take that one. Let's show. Type matchups don't matter. I certainly hope you believe that. More often than not, whenever you're probably going to be against an unfavorable type matchup. Walking builds character. Man, this world is huge. And it seems like the more you see, the more there is to discover. You'll really get to enjoy this because you're not going to be able to enjoy vehicles. If you get on a bike, it'll break down. Cars crash, planes fall. Oh, what's that? You want to ride on Pokemon? Well, sure. Those aren't vehicles, but you're going to be attacked by wild Pokemon more often while riding on them. If you took that somebody say Zubat, you might want to stick to walking, maybe even swimming. Ooh, I don't know. It's a lot of PP. I think I've got a nice amount for taking something so risky. Okay, we've got one last set. Bottom of the pecking order. Pokemon and trainer relationships are generally built on one fundamental principle: trust, and you will never get that. Nope. Cassandra, I don't believe you. Well, you have all of your memories. If you tried to tell anyone else about these future events to warn them, or maybe just ask for their help in brainstorming, nah, I'm chill. I'll be like Subaru Natsuki. Oh no, Pika, wait, that's not Pikachu. Sadly, of all the crimes that happen in this world, theft is number one. 9 times out of 10, it's a criminal. I don't want my Pokemon to be snatched. Underdog power. Well, I don't know how you do it. No matter what Pokemon you catch, they'll never want to evolve, and events will work out so that they manage to will themselves to not evolve or break evolutionary items. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, now that I've got these, let's head back up and pick some more perks. So, Item Finder sounds useful, but I think there's different ones that are probably better. Tactician, for example. Child of Viridian could be good, I'm not sure, but honestly I think taking another luck up would be useful. I mean, they can talk. I mean, that could be really useful. You know what? I'm taking... Your luck is basically weaponized at this point. Not quite at the point of plot armor, but still fairly potent. That alley those gang members chase you into, well, the bullying at the end of it is being demolished. So it's not a dead end like they thought. Yeah, I think that's going to be really useful. And then... Oh, I wish we could get talent. Fuck. Okay. So I can get 10, 15... Or I can get agility too. I think that, like, for an all-rounder approach, I think that perception and charisma are just going to be better to just get 2, you know? Okay. Let's have a look at the allies. Allies! There are far too many people in this world for you to name, so here's how we're going to do this. We're splitting these people up into generations using the same categories that you used for your timeline. They might be people that you've grown up with, people that you met while traveling. Heck! You might have just run into them on the streets and headed off. Either way, these people are friends that you've made, and perhaps rivals in some cases. Regardless, when the chips are down, they'll have your back. If you picked a companion from an older time period than yours, they'll probably take the role of a close mentor figure. If you picked a companion in the same time period as you, they'll most likely be rivals or traveling companions. Yeah. By default, you can pick up to 3 total allies. Okay. I need some allies. Okay, but what? Okay. I think the Golden Generation too, because one of them is going to be a rival from the drawback I picked. And then I kind of, you know, it'd be good to have like a little buddy on the scene, you know, etc. And then the old guard, it's just going to be good to have like somebody who kind of knows what's up, looking out for me, you know, like Steven. That would be good, bro. Scenarios. So regardless of what you've picked, on your journey, you're going to run into events. Big events, small events. These are going to be things that will, for better or worse, define your journey. Now, obviously, you can't micromanage this, sorry, but you do get to choose a couple that you know for a fact will come up at some point in your journey. Okay, so I can choose taking out the trash. Usually, so I've got to stop a Pokemon team. Rampaging legendary, humans are garbage. Okay, so we've got to like appease a legendary. Ultra Space, the final frontier. Ooh, I did love Alola. That is like my most nostalgic Pokemon period. Paradox. The world has never been in as good a place as it is now. That's what you truly believe. Yet somehow, someone, maybe even a group of someones, has figured out how to travel in time with no consequences to themselves anyways. They plan to change history to propel themselves in that position. Yeah, that sounds bad. If I've seen it, you either get in really, really good with Kogan or Janine, or you get in really, really, really bad. Either way, you're going to work for them for a while, and in return, or rather, to make sure that you can actually do this work, they're going to give you some ninja training. Nothing too advanced, sadly. Those are family tricks. But in the time that you... That sounds good, and I'm not going to lie. I want to do ninja training. No, Pioneer Wall and Union... I want to be a pioneer. Hey yo! Can I choose another one? Oh, what the hell? How many of these can I choose? I can choose, like... Oh, I can choose 2 more. Epic. Research assistant, Pokemon professors, often... Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Gym trainer? Hell nah. Ranger danger? Hell nah. Mystery dungeon? Hell nah. Rainbow rocket? Oh. Might have to pick this one. Well, this is bad. Really, really bad. An evil team called Rainbow Rocket has come to this world, comprised of all the leaders of the evil teams that have existed so far, but from worlds where they succeeded. They're thus blah 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 blah. Perhaps the trainers who beat them in this world might be of help. If you're worried about being prepared, rest assured, in the Golden Generation, this scenario will only occur after every team that makes up Rainbow Rocket is destroyed in this world. In the future generation, this scenario will only start near the end of your journey. I just hope it will be enough. Okay, well, I'm definitely picking that one because that was fun as heck. Well, I can pick more allies? Oh no, are these just like my current allies? Okay, correct. Okay, selections. I got your whole life, so I'm gonna remember everything. The Golden Generation, naturally. I'm a golden guy. Dark, because I'm a bit, you know, I'm a bit edgy. 10, just because I want to get in the scene. Agility, Intelligence, Intelligence 2. Intelligence and Intelligence 2 are going to be so good, especially paired with Luck 2 and Luck. It's going to be... I think that's like a really good combination, you know? I'm just going to be able to, like, think and shit, you know? And, like, I've got some good bases for the other stuff, but, like, if I can think really well and, like, remember shit, and I've got good luck, I think those are a good pair. I've got the trainer perk, tactician. That's just gonna help me like greatly in like battles of any kind. Child of the Wild, if I'm on the road, obviously. Appealing target. I kind of just like want a bit of confrontation, like spice it up. An honorable duel. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. I've got a rival, and I can't tell anyone that I remember everything. So that's I'm cool with that. I think those are like some balanced choices, you know. And I'm gonna get some ninja training. I'm gonna be a pioneer to a new region, a research assistant, and eventually I'm gonna fight Team Rainbow Rocket. So I think that was like, I think that's a pretty cool selection. You know, it's in a dark world, so if you can imagine like just like fucking this little 10-year-old who's like really smart and really lucky, like fucking he's just like destroying all these like criminals that are probably trying to kill him, you know, because I'm an appealing target. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. So I'll probably end the video there. I kind of need to charge my phone. Then I have a new game to play after I do Laundry Room Dilemma. I need to get both endings on that because, as I said in the last Laundry Room Dilemma video, at the end, I actually didn't record the ending I got. So I may as well just like do a big gaming session, just get both the endings on video. So yeah, that's gonna be it. So bye.